and checked me out, and they immediately sent me down for a mammogram, about a dozen of them. And I finally thought, can you just not get that right? Is this really necessary? So I was blessed with an opportunity to have a college, and I almost, I was trying bribery, whatever, come on, talk to me about something. And so they called me up on Monday and said, we want you to go for a needle biopsy. And I was like, really? I'm so busy, so I went, and then it took almost 2 weeks to get the results, which I thought, well, it can't be cancer, it's been too long, and I had to go out of town, and the doctor by Friday, the second week, hadn't called, so I know my husband was starting to get concerned. Hey, yeah, it's clear, it's just, a blocked something. And she said the words right away, too. She didn't pussyfoot around. Miss Reed, because she didn't know how to be personal. Miss Reed, you have breast cancer. And I didn't know. I couldn't take a breath. And I immediately thought of my babies. So they sent me to a surgeon, within a couple days, and then I was scheduled for surgery like 2 days after that. So not much time to think about it. And apparently if you have a 2.0 size mass, it's a mastectomy is recommended. Mine was 2.8 centimeters, so a mastectomy was going to happen. So I remember looking at myself in the mirror, making sure I said goodbye to the life that gave my babies my breast milk. So I went and I had surgery, and so they told me they took the mass and that it was pretty deep in my chest, and 24 lymph nodes were removed and 17 of them were cancer. And with the return visit, the nurse came in and she said, oh, I was in surgery with you, and she came in before the doctor. And I thought, I'm going to ask her some questions before she even knows what hit her, and then I'll really get the truth, And I looked at her, and I think she looked at me, and I think she really realized what she had said. So from that day on, chemo, 8 rounds of chemo, dose dense, which means every 2 weeks the strongest stuff they got, and then 30 days of radiation till your skin pretty much peels off. But I figured that out too. I gotta tell you, you want to know anything about going through chemo and that? I can tell you. On the 4th day after the treatment is when it hits you, and then you're not good till about the Thursday after. And then you got about maybe a week reprieve. And all you ever want to do is to feel good. I just wanted to feel good. Because I don't know how to go stop working at 8 hours. I don't know how to stop not being a mom and making my house look clean. But I thought about cancer and dying every day. It takes over your soul. And I hated it. Because years before, about 22 years before, I struggled and I beat a drug addiction. A real bad one too, I gotta tell you. And so I knew, because I needed God in my life to find that. And all I ever did was say, God help me, and He swooped in. And my miracles, I don't have to wait. I pray for a miracle because I'm deserving. I'm not just a poor white trash girl from the wrong side of the town. You know, I am not transparent. All the men I slept with and the drugs I did, that is not who I am. I am beloved. I am beloved every day. And I am God's favorite. So you need to know you are too. Favorite just doesn't mean one. And I picture my God in this big old easy chair, and I go and sit on his lap, and I tell him when I'm hurting, and I tell him what I want, and I say, thank you first. And I know I got guts. I don't know where the heck they came from. But I got guts and drive and ambition. And don't tell me no. I don't care what it is. Because I gotta show you different. And I know it comes from that tough life in a way. And the strength of my mama. Because if she could do some of the stuff she did, why can't I? Imagine me. So, cancer, chemo, radiation. I built my campus over at Nut Tree while I was going through chemo. And I thought they were going to tell me they're not willing to do the deal because I was in the middle of chemo. I always scheduled my meetings with them on the week that I was good. I went and bought a wig that made me look exact like my hair. And when it was all done, all those months of negotiation, all that ball busting, I gotta tell you, the deal was done. They were building my beautiful Beverly Hills campus. Last meeting, we were shaking hands, I ripped off my wig. And they didn't know what to do. I said, thank you for trusting me. No matter what I look like on the outside, I believe in me and what we're doing. We're helping people. And we were doing medical careers, and I knew I had to help other people. That science and medical and dental and all that blood and guts and stuff that I don't want to do. But that I needed to provide something else. And I'm not done yet. And I'm proud of that. That was a gift that was given to me. And there's somewhere inside real small that says I'm not deserving. But I help people. And it's not about the money. Honestly, it is not about the money. Thank you, sweetie. I got 85 employees now. I'm a pretty big employer in Vacaville. And the good old boy network don't even know. They have no idea. So what I learned through this whole thing, you don't look at the problem and suffer in it. You look to the horizon. You look at the opportunity. There is success for me out there. Whatever I put my attention to is what will come in my life. And so I start praying, and I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss the next opportunity. What can I do? And that's why when I had to go away about a month ago, because the chemo, the pain medication got me again. I've been clean 22 years and it grabbed onto me again. And so I had to go away. I found a place that it's a week because I can't do a month. I went for a week. It was the right thing. God put him in my life. I knew he worked because I know someone else was able to use him. That solution came for me. So, I'm clean again. I am a recovering cancer survivor. success and the happiness and joy I have in my life is because I know where that comes from. And when I was going through what I had to walk away from, I wanted my God back. I wanted that connection. And I couldn't feel it. And I wanted my life back. So, I didn't get a chance to tell you, because this is about cancer. But it's about surviving. Not everybody, you might not have cancer, but I know you've got struggles and things too. And we need to reach out. And when I got a PET scan about, I believe it was May, Sweetie read the story I have typed up, and I brought a bunch of copies with me today. But I found out, I went and got a PET scan and found out that I had stage 4 lung cancer. And that was February 2012. My first cancer was found in November of 2009, 2 weeks after I finished my 5th marathon. The real thing, the marathon. Because while I've been doing all this, I became a triathlete. Because I was an athlete as a kid, and something was missing in my life too, so let's throw that on too. Because God put somebody in my life, and she's like, hey, you want to go? And I said, yeah, I'll jump with you. 5 years later, you know, she moves away, but I still get to run marathons because it was mine. But when I got cancer the second time, I thought, right away, I am not doing chemo. It didn't work the first time. If it did, why in the heck is it back again? So I better get busy. Because I can't trust those doctors and the process and protocols that they have. Because they're not going to go look for me. They're too caught up doing the same thing that they do. And the reason I can say that is that's my experience. Because I immediately went to the computer and I prayed and I asked God, I want a solution. I know I got to save my life. I want to see my babies get married. I want to see grandbabies. I didn't get 3 dogs for just me. I wanted the grandbabies to play with them too. So I sat down at that computer and I just started typing stuff. And when I had cancer before, I had heard about this thing called a RIFE, R-I-F-E. And I got it all typed out. So if you want one, or I'd be happy to email it to you if we don't have that. But I just thought, well, I'm going to do everything. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to do it all. Because something's got to work. And I prayed and asked God to help, to give me favor, to help me find a solution. Because He knows I have a voice, and I will help, and I will reach, and I will do. Because I don't know how to be quiet. And so I know I'm used as an instrument. So I found my solution. He started putting things in my life. I found my Rife Light. The man who had the Rife Light told me about that I should get, when I get the light, start checking my pH. And the one thing he said that kept sticking with me, he said, cancer does not grow in an alkaline environment. So, what he taught me, no red meat, no pork, no sugar. Cancer loves sugar. I don't know that I can make that my life thing. You know. And then I went down this institute. Go figure. Found out what it's taken, and sure enough, I thought, he's tied to his juicer. His wife is juicing him every 2 hours. I thought, I gotta work. You know, I'm the bread maker. I gotta And the fact that he taught me those things, so I bought a Rife Light. Somebody gave me a book called Killing Cancer, little skinny book. It's a man in there who, he used different herbs and things. So I looked, he's got a website. So every morning I would drink his tea and take one of his herb pills. And all this combination of stuff. And I started drinking 9.5 pH water. Started taking 3 calcium pills a day. So I kept, and my pH slowly started going up. And I thought, well, I got the eating thing right. I should probably have good water. I walk into work. I was just talking to somebody, yeah, I gotta get some water filter from somewhere. And she goes ahead and says, well, my mom, she was real sick and she had this water filter thing. I don't know what it's about. So I called her and she said, oh yeah, it has about 6 pH levels on it. So I thought, I gotta have that. So I bought that water filter. It's a certified medical device made in Japan. The hospitals use it there to help get people well. So all those things I started doing. Organic juicing, carrot, celery, kale, beets. How could I forget one? Beets and a green apple. I bugged her for another PET scan 3.5 months later. Cancer gone. Stage 4 cancer gone.